Welcome to our US briefing program. Today, we dive into the evolving landscape of European defense as leaders seek to forge a new alliance, stepping away from reliance on the US. In a world where military contributions are under scrutiny, European nations are recognizing the need for strategic autonomy and increased preparedness in the face of new threats, especially with the situation in Ukraine becoming increasingly dire. Next, we turn our attention to Panama, where dozens of migrants have been released into a precarious situation after being detained post-deportation from the US. With limited resources and a ticking clock to leave the country, these individuals face a tough road ahead. Human rights advocates are raising concerns about their treatment, highlighting the challenges that many deportees encounter in their quest for safety and stability. Finally, we explore the US's recent rejection of Canada's proposal to address Russia's shadow oil fleet, as the focus shifts towards China. This change has sparked worries among European allies about the US's commitment to collective security and its implications for the ongoing conflict in Ukraine. As the geopolitical landscape evolves, we'll continue to monitor these developments closely. Please stay tuned for more detailed coverage. Guardian. In a significant shift in geopolitical dynamics, European leaders are increasingly recognizing the need to assert their own security in the wake of the Trump administration's unpredictable approach to foreign policy. During a poignant moment in the UK Parliament, Labour leader Keir Starmer paid tribute to fallen British soldiers, subtly rebuking the dismissive comments made by US officials, including Vice President J.D. Vance, regarding the value of European military contributions. This moment encapsulated a growing sentiment among European diplomats that they must prepare for a future where the US is not the cornerstone of Western security. As the EU leaders embraced Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky during a summit in Brussels, discussions around collective defense and military training gained momentum, reflecting a seismic shift in Europe's defense posture, particularly in Germany, where Chancellor Friedrich Merz announced plans to significantly boost military spending. Associated Press. In Panama City, the release of dozens of deported migrants from the United States has thrown many into a precarious situation, highlighting the ongoing humanitarian crisis surrounding global migration. Among those released was Hayatullah Omar, a 29-year-old Afghan refugee who fled the Taliban's rule, now facing uncertainty as he grapples with the reality of being stranded in a foreign country without resources. The Panamanian government's decision to release these individuals came after mounting human rights criticism over their detention in poor conditions, where they were denied access to legal counsel and faced aggressive treatment from authorities. As human rights advocates rushed to provide support, many deportees expressed their desperation to return to the US, underscoring the dire need for a humane approach to asylum and migration policies. Guardian. Amid rising tensions and shifting alliances, the US government's recent actions have sparked concerns among its allies, particularly as it appears to soften its stance on Russia while emphasizing competition with China. Reports indicate that the US rejected a Canadian proposal aimed at addressing Russia's shadow fleet of oil tankers, opting instead to dilute language regarding sanctions against Moscow. This development coincides with a broader Republican push for a spending bill that prioritizes defense funding while cutting non-defense programs, raising alarms about the US's commitment to its allies. As European leaders grapple with the implications of these changes, the specter of a more isolationist US looms large, prompting calls for Europe to bolster its own defense capabilities and navigate a new landscape of international relations. South China Morning Post reports that China's Consumer Price Index, CPI, has seen a decline of 0.1% in January-February, just after the government adjusted its annual inflation control target from around 3% to 2%. The National Bureau of Statistics revealed that the CPI fell by 0.7% year-on-year in February, with food prices dropping by 3.3% and service prices by 0.4%. Economists suggest that the country is grappling with deflationary pressures, exacerbated by weak domestic demand and a struggling property sector. Premier Li Qiang's government has pledged to revitalize household consumption and address the challenges posed by intense business competition, indicating a proactive fiscal and monetary policy approach to stimulate the economy. In another article from South China Morning Post, the US has opted against a Canadian proposal to form a task force aimed at monitoring Russia's shadow oil fleet, instead choosing to focus its efforts on countering China. The US's stance reflects a shift in its foreign policy priorities under the Trump administration, which has resulted in strained relations with traditional allies. The proposed G7 statement, which should have addressed Russia's actions in Ukraine, has been diluted, with the US pushing for the removal of strong condemnations and instead emphasizing China's maritime activities. This change highlights the complexities of international diplomacy and the evolving dynamics among Western nations as they navigate their relationships with both Russia and China. The same publication highlights the ramifications of U.S. aid cuts on North Korean human rights advocacy. The National Endowment for Democracy, NED, a key funder for organizations documenting human rights abuses in North Korea, has halted its funding, jeopardizing the work of groups like the Citizens Alliance for North Korean Human Rights. This funding freeze comes at a particularly precarious time for South Korean activists, as political turmoil complicates their efforts. The loss of NED support threatens to dismantle decades of advocacy, undermining the international community's awareness of human rights violations in North Korea. As a result, Kim Jong-un's regime may benefit from the silencing of dissenting voices, raising concerns about the future of human rights in the isolated nation. Yahoo US, the Pittsburgh Penguins have made a strategic move by acquiring Tommy Novak from the Nashville Predators, marking a reunion with his former teammate Philip Tomasino. At 27 years old, Novak has already made a notable impact in the NHL, having played 202 games and accumulated 117 points. His impressive stats include 49 goals and 68 assists, complemented by a strong performance in the AHL. Notably, Novak was the leading scorer at the Hlinka Gretzky Cup in 2014, where he helped the U.S. team secure a bronze medal, showcasing his early talent. His collegiate career at the University of Minnesota was equally impressive, contributing to back-to-back NCAA regular season titles. As he joins the Penguins, Novak is eager to make his mark, although he is still seeking his first points against certain NHL teams, adding an intriguing narrative to his journey in professional hockey. South China Morning Post, the recent Two Sessions political event in Beijing has placed a spotlight on China's advancements in artificial intelligence, with officials emphasizing the technology's potential amid escalating competition with the United States. Foreign Minister Wang Yi noted the challenges posed by external sanctions but highlighted China's rapid progress in tech innovation. AI discussions have permeated the event, with suggestions for its application in education, manufacturing, and even traditional Chinese medicine. NPC Deputy Lu Qingfeng advocated for AI literacy in schools, while others proposed integrating AI into various sectors to enhance productivity. The government aims to bolster its technological capabilities through initiatives like AI+, which seeks to merge digital technology with industrial strengths. However, the rapid growth of AI has also raised concerns about regulation, with calls for mandatory labeling of AI-generated content to combat misuse. As China positions itself as a global tech leader, the balance between innovation and ethical considerations remains a critical focus. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.
Morning sunlight on the street, city whispers soft and sweet, faces mix in daily grind, every story intertwined, cultures blend like colors bright, languages in the silent night, on the table stories told, food and feast upon so bold, people living day by day, in the heart they find their way, sharing moments, voices sing, in this world of everything. Society in rhythms beat, entertainment's fleeting heat, echoes of wars and fears, laughing through our unseen tears, children playing in the park, drawing dreams till after dark. Elders speak of days gone by, washing shadows from the sky. People living day by day, in the heart they find their way, sharing moments, voices sing, in this world of everything. Society